It's showtime.
Who are these socials?
Taking down the other podcasts one by one.
Who are these socials?
That clip is why people make fun of you.
With Karl
This is all just for the radio.
and Mike.
We have a lot of business to take care of.
Who are these
We are
socials?
the number one podcast on the internet today.
WATS.
Welcome to yet another episode of WATS, the show thousands of people come to answer the age-old question, what's the deal with social media? This is the only social media show that messaged Sarah Silverman and asked her to come on, so we'll see if she shows up. I'm your host, Karl Hamburger. With me as always is Mike Geary, a.k.a. Blind Mike. What's up, Mike?
I'm glad to be entering the time of year where finally I think we're past the political stuff and people can get back to their regularly scheduled mental illness.
You know, there are rumors going around, I don't know if you heard about this, that aliens will be invading on December 3rd, and that I won't read your super chats. The latter is simply not true. I will read every super chat. I'll even interrupt my blind co-host in a very rude manner to do so. And as a reminder, we are using the super tip system as well. So if you'd like to participate in the show, you can go to supertip.gg/WATP. It's pinned in the chat. It's right up there in the upper right-hand corner with the QR code. Get on there, and you can participate in the show by being an AI voice or just giving us a super chat through that system where we get more of the money, less of it goes to big bad YouTube.
Those fat cats.
Yeah, do you want those fat cats at YouTube getting it? Of course you don't.
No.
So it'd be fantastic if you were to participate in the show. It's how we monetize Who Are These Socials, and Mike and I both appreciate it. Now, what the people appreciate is the way we start the show.
Mm-hmm.
We have a way of starting the show that is often duplicated. What's the term? It's often imitated, never duplicated.
Yes, there you go. Yeah.
That's not, because honestly, we're so good at talking, obviously.
It's often duplicated.
There's proof right there. We're the best at this. No one else can do it the way that we do it. I should write this shit down or something. What Mike and I do is something that you might hear other podcasters try this and it's embarrassing for them. They try to have a little banter, a little small talk to start the show off, to kind of ease into things. Because they don't want to just like start the show and be like, hey, so check out this TikTok video. It's jarring.
Right.
So Mike
No,
and I
we
decided,
want these people to believe we're pals. You know?
right. Mike and I decided early on, why don't we just have a little small talk, chew the shit, as some people say,
Yes.
to start the show off. And you can tell that it's seamless because we have multiple stingers for this segment of the show.
Now, to discuss the events of the day, banter is the way to reflect on events of the day. Karl and Mike, banter! Banter!
Karl and Mike gonna talk about what they like. They're gonna chew the shit, as it's been said. And you know when you get to this part of the show, well, it's time for the banter. 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 All right.
All right, Mike. Let's talk about something.
Please.
You've been taking a lot of shots at your buddy Karl on Blind Mike Project. I listened to the show.
I have.
I know what's going on over there.
I'm accused of licking your ass.
Oh, you do
What
not.
did I say this time?
You are not a bootlicker at all. You take a lot of shots at me.
What did
And
I
I
say?
get it. I'm taking some shots at you on various shows, maybe even wrap-up shows for the Blind Mike Project. So I understand.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's time for a little bit of payback here.
All right.
Because Turbo7049, who's a big supporter of the show, a big listener, he's been going back and getting caught up on all the old Kirk Minahan shows.
Oh, no.
And he brought to my attention from 2019 a show that you did.
Well, it's not good if it's from that year.
Yeah. So Kirk had this schedule interviewed, or this interview scheduled
Yeah.
with Andrew Marinetz, and he didn't want to do it. So you go, oh, that's all right, boss. I'll cover it for you. I'll just do an impression of you.
Oh, yes.
And I'll do this
was
interview.
Terrible. I forgot
So-
this existed.
Oh, this is great. You're going to love this. This is how this bit started off.
So, all right. Well, enough.
Let's just say I tried something that I found very quickly I'm not capable
No, you tried multiple things. He tried
Communicating
in a manner.
in an intelligent manner. Yeah, you could say that. Yes, yes. I
he
tried
tried-
to put on a persona of an intelligent
You're not built. You're not built for
No,
that.
He tried to impersonate Kirk Minahan doing a prank call,
Like, actually,
making
trying to
fun of
impersonate my
Blind
voice?
Mike.
We could spoil the entire thing.
You're
right?
trying to be me, my voice, and everything.
So what you're hearing here is they're going back and listening to this interview that you did with this guy who's the author of a book called Antisocial. He's a left-wing guy and very political. And
Yeah, I
so-
also didn't know anything about who this was.
Oh,
which was
we'll find that out very quickly.
Which was a major hindrance.
That was definitely part of the problem. I will tell you that.
We heard a clip actually on Kirk's show the other day. There was another clip of me, probably from around that time. Listen to the hope in my voice. That's so much more youthful. I'm so much more grovelier now.
Yeah, the way you start off the interview, you're all shot out of a cannon. You're all excited to be talking about. The other person you hear
I had
here,
no plan.
The other person you hear is Steve Robinson, the producer. So it's you, Steve, and Kirk, who are reliving this, and this is where the interview starts to unravel for our buddy Mike.
It's not
This
been
is
easy.
where it unravels. Yeah.
Oh, it hasn't unraveled yet. Okay, it gets worse.
It unraveled pretty quickly.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, okay. I mean, hola, first of all. Good to have you all aboard. Love to have you here. Thank you. Thank you. Good. Great to have you on the show. All right, terrific. Absolutely.
I'm going to get some payback for this, aren't I? This is great. This is working better than I thought it would.
I can break down what I'm doing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'm trying to mix in references.
Oh, that's my next
and
clip.
do an impression of
Yes.
There's no synergy in what I'm doing. It's just a mishmash of 10,000 things I'm trying to cram into one section.
Right. So what you just heard right there was your impression of Kirk being dismissive of someone.
Yes. Yeah.
And now
yes.
what we're about to hear is you trying to cram in as many references as possible, just shoehorning in names of people.
Imagine being the guy on the phone who's just this guy's having a meltdown. What's happening?
Correct. Yeah. So this is a New Yorker reporter who just wrote a book, who's doing the media rounds, trying to promote it, and he's calling into the big Kirk Minahan show on Barstool, and he's all excited for this opportunity, and this is what he has to listen to as his interviewer.
Well, you read my article and you wanted to talk to me about it, so I don't know what you want to talk about. But
What? Here's the thing. I was talking to Lace and Andy Nolan. I mean, Andy Nolan probably closer to you. He's a religious guy, of course. But I'm talking to Lacey and Fuller down in the basement, and it's just like I don't know what I'm doing. Sure, I mean,
asshole, really.
Instagram is great, wonderful, fine. I'm honestly tired of plugging Dave Cullinane. Dave Cullinane does a great job with the Instagram. It's wonderful.
This poor guy,
really,
this guy's like nice enough to come on and do.
I know.
You're an asshole.
I know.
You really are.
I know.
what am I doing today?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Mike was unprepared to have a single question for this guy.
No, well, you want to know what too is me and Steve had to wait around for that a little bit, and Steve asked me if I wanted his help, like preparing, and I go, I got this.
Yep.
Don't worry about it.
You're all cocky. You're like, no. I'm going to clown this guy. I'm going to clown this guy. I know how to do prank phone calls. I can certainly do a silly interview with this guy.
Wow, I forgot that existed.
So the guest gets wise to this. This is where Andrew realizes what you're doing and calls you out for it.
Yeah, I'm sure you have some kind of shtick going on. With
This
all
is
these
where it
names,
really
and it's probably
absolutely.
Oh God, he just called you
I
out.
don't know who these people are. That's a very funny joke, but I just hope people buy my book, Antisocial,
Jesus.
Online Extremist,
Go away, please. Yes,
Techno-Utopian, and the Hijacking of the American Conversation. I love free speech as you do, and sounds like you don't have any specific points you want to talk about, so I can stay on the line and you can mention other names of people.
That's okay. I think we're good, and it was a pleasure to have you on. Plug away again if you like.
Whew. So let's get Kirk's response to this bit that you did for his show.
How long is this segment?
That's going to be a while.
We got
Strap in, Mike. We got a few more clips here.
It was real demoralizing when he said, I know you're naming names that I don't know. I'm sure that's a funny bit. And I was like,
This guy's mocking your comedy now.
I'm like, not as funny as you might think, Andrew.
I'm supposed to be mocking you, Andrew. This isn't right.
I think his humor was underrated in that.
Yes, he was good.
Oof, that was brutal.
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right, one more. As we're assessing how this interview went, one more clip from that.
What did you know right away? This was a disaster.
Yep.
Or no?
Yeah.
Moment one.
Yes.
Oh. I knew from the first when I saw his energy going into it. All right, and he wound himself up. I was like, all right, so this is why we hung out.
Which isn't like me at all.
When I started talking, I knew I didn't have the proper. I thought I can just drop as many references as I can, but then I was like, I need something to talk I need talking points to go at this guy.
Well, it helps me prepared sometimes. But
Yeah.
what can you?
That was 2019, Mike, in case you're listening to this and getting confused on the podcast. All right. So that was a bit of a disaster, and Kirk definitely called you out for that. And as my boy Turbo says, you turtled immediately.
Oh, terrible.
But later on in that very same episode, Mike, I don't know if this is worth exploring at all. I just have this one clip. I don't know if you remember doing this.
Well, I did another one that also doesn't check off a state, but I just thought you would enjoy it.
What are you doing? Who'd you call?
I'm so glad. I was going to mention this to you
when you hear the voice.
When, I was going to mention that I was listening to Living in the Past.
Yes.
I was excited. I was hoping you might get to this episode eventually.
This is 2019, so I don't think I have this on the docket, unfortunately.
I was actually going to text you, and I was like, it might be funnier if he gets to the episode and realizes it's me.
Well, we ought to find it for sure. So let's listen to this.
Oh, okay.
When you hear the voice.
All right, do you want to go to that one? This is, I'll just play it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hello, you're on the Stuttering John podcast.
Hold on. First of all, I have to say, I love Stuttering John.
Yeah.
He loves you.
He does love me. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have him on at some point. He was on my old podcast. And he is like, you talk about bitter.
Yeah, so Kirk's got John's number. And, of course, this is before Kirk was trying to get sued by John, trying to be a part
That's
of that
right.
lawsuit.
Went to the FBI. Yeah.
Yeah, so right, yeah. Talking to the FBI and all of that. So this is going back a ways. But, yeah, I guess you prank called the Stuttering John show.
And it was not – this was with no malice to Stuttering John. There was a prank call thing happening with the show.
Right.
And I just said, I saw that Stuttering John was taking calls. I was like, that'd be funny. So I just did like show references and stuff. It wasn't like a fuck you to John, but John took it as, if I remember correctly, he was like, I like that Kirk Minahan. I went on that guy's show. Why is he fucking pranking me? He took offense to it immediately.
Of course he did, yes. Of course he has a good sense of humor about it. Go figure.
Yeah.
Did you know about WATP at that time? Because we were covering John at that time.
So I knew about you guys for sure.
Okay.
From the Come Town thing and the Opie stuff.
Right.
And I'm trying to think. At that time, I probably knew you covered Stuttering John, but I don't know if I knew the extent. I'm guessing the only reason I knew he did a podcast is because of you guys. I don't know why else I would know. Or maybe the Artie and Anthony stuff, I guess.
Okay.
But I certainly didn't know the depths to which he would fall.
No, it wasn't the Dabbleverse yet. That hadn't been invented.
Because like I said, when I was listening to your guys' episode, I was trying to think of that. I was like, did I know about two of these podcasts yet? And probably, but I don't remember if I knew specifically John from you guys.
Yeah, I think Come Town covered us at that point.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Let's enough of the ambush. People are upset with me that I'm ambushing my buddy
unnecessary.
Mike like this. Normally, it's just a fun banter. Some might call it flirty. And today, here I come out and just ambush you like this.
Well, it's good. It's good to get that out there. You know, it's like it's like Eminem, Eminem in 8 Mile. You gotta rip the Band-Aid right off. Let everyone know my flaws right at the beginning.
That's right. So let's get into one of the segments I like to do right at the top.
Who are these music? Who are these music?
One of the old school jingles coming back for us. So this came in from Cyborganic in our Discord, and this is kind of fun. A cover song. Familiar with Danzig, the song Mother?
That sounds familiar.
Okay, well, it was a big popular hit for Glenn Danzig and his band Danzig. And at first I was watching this, I'm like, I don't really care for this. But then you'll see it gets fun.
Okay. Oh, I know this.
Man, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Man, can you keep them in the dark for them? Can you hide them from the winning world? Father, come take your daughter out tonight.
I get the point. I thought that was a very good Cartman impression.
Good is loose, but I knew it was Cartman at least.
All right. Fair enough. I guess I'm watching the visual. He's wearing the hat. Oh, that was enough to sell me, I guess, on it. I thought it was fun. Because I was wrong about that. Wow, so far I'm batting 0 with Mike Geary today.
It was great.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Perfect, Cartman.
All right. Well, how about this? I'll do a clip that's 5 seconds long. I can't miss on a 5 second long clip, right? Trucker Randy informed me. He came over to the house the other day, and he informed me. Oh, it actually was on Sunday to watch the Bills game. And he goes, "Oh, Carl, I was watching SNL last night." He knew I wasn't watching it. And apparently Charlie XCX was both the host and the musical performer.
Oh, good.
So they needed to bring someone else on to introduce Charlie MCX or XCX, because obviously that's usually the host job.
Right.
And so, wow, did they find a big star to do that?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Charlie XCX.
Who's that?
That's Julia Fox.
Get the fuck out of here.
Looking so ridiculous.
Why? Why is it her?
I have no idea. She doesn't appear in any other part. She doesn't have big boobs. Her boobs are pushed up so fucking hard to make it look like she has cleavage. In this stupid, I mean, she's always wearing a stupid outfit, obviously.
You know what's insane about that is I went to Julia Fox's TikTok yesterday or whenever. I can't believe it wasn't littered with, "Hey, I was on SNL, everyone."
Yeah, it was very odd because, like I said, no other reference to her, nothing else she does. They're like, I don't know if she was just hanging out on the alleyway and they just say, "Hey, come on in here and introduce the musical
But
performance."
you think usually there's fucking Alec Baldwin is there or someone that can be like, "Hey,
yes,
look
there's
at
a lot
it,
of
celebrity."
celebrities. Yeah, there's a lot of celebrities hanging around. So I was taken aback by that. So I thought I would play that for us, probably get this video struck down.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that she's still finding work, even though she's completely talentless in every way.
Jesus.
All right. I got a couple things from Twitter I want to share with you.
Look at this tweet now.
And this one comes in from Matt Fish in our Discord. And Matt Fish finds Mike Rice. Now, Mike Rice is a guy who is a longtime writer and showrunner for The Simpsons. He wrote a phenomenal book, the Springfield Confidential, that I have read and shared with other people. And so he put out this tweet. And he says, "I gave my mom my Emmy for Mother's Day in 1990. After her funeral yesterday, I got it back. It was like winning the Emmy for Best New Orphan." And he's holding on to the Emmy.
That's pretty good.
That's great. He writes in parentheses, "Mom would have loved this joke."
Oh, good. I was ready for a schmaltzy.
No, he's great. I like.
That's awesome.
I like Mike Rice a lot. I think he's very
Best
funny.
New Orphan.
Yes. And then JT in our Discord showed us a John Rocker deleted tweet. This guy's already deleting tweets.
That's
he's putting up.
surprising and disappointing.
I know. I was surprised too, but he has a retweet, and this is from Pop Bass, who's showing a photo of Joe Biden, and he's in the Amazon rainforest. And it says, "Joe Biden becomes the first sitting U.S. president to visit the Amazon rainforest." And John Rocker just writes, "Hopefully he gets lost."
Why did he delete that?
I don't know why he deleted that.
That's not even that bad.
It's not. I was surprised that he's already censoring himself on there.
Pussy. Guys,
Right.
everyone called John Rocker a pussy.
Fucking pussy. All right. Mike, we're having too much fun. We got to slow everything to a halt.
Yay, super chats.
Because Ray Perbutt wants to get in here with $5 and say, "Lucy says she always has the Bloody Ass song stuck in her head. Is it still on the board? See y'all Thanksgiving Eve." Oh, Ray Perbutt, local boy. Yes, the Isos will be performing at Radio Social the night before Thanksgiving. Come down if you're in Western New York.
I thought you were about to say Radio City. I was like, Jesus.
Radio
Good for you guys.
Social.
Bloody ass. Can I get a little sympathy? Because I got a bloody ass. I'm bleeding generously. Because I got a bloody ass.
We're taking requests over here today. Look at that.
That's good stuff.
Theisotopes.com for more information. Come down on the 27th of November. Jay Loiter, $5 says, "The banter segment is brutal today. I thought it was supposed to be banner, not an ambush." Yeah, I might change the rules when I want to.
I don't disagree.
That's how it works. Bradley, $2. Mike out there sounding like Biden debating Trump.
Yes, that's a fair example.
All right,
I had literally nothing.
Wasn't your best.
This myth that good shows lead to money, that's just not true. There's no correlation of that whatsoever. Not in a million effing years is a real steel-toe quote, for crying out loud. I can't. Jesus, man.
Yes, he did say that. He did say that.
He says that all the time. Jeez, I guess I thought we did a good show today, but I guess not.
Yeah, he's not understanding the bigger picture there. It's just like, we have to put on an entertaining show for people to even be watching in the first place. And then from there, they might want to give you money on top of their attention. Like, giving you their attention is a big ask right there.
I was very happy Patrick Melton, when I was on This Little Piggy, told me to watch, because I watched like skimmed through the first like hour and a half of that Thursday show.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I guess he's doing like the nice guy thing. He's pretending he does it. In the second half of the show, he melts down over the goal.
I did that on WATP yesterday, where he has a new rule. He keeps creating these bizarre rules for himself. His new rule is that he's not allowed to beg until the final 5 minutes. So he goes, all right, in about 40 seconds, I'll be able to start begging.
But then things really heat
up. Oh, for real? He like turns into a carnival barker, like you like flip a switch, and he's just like, all right, Rumble Rants, Venmo, PayPal, gifted memberships. Like, whoa. And it's great because he's doing this rally, and it starts at $55, and 4 minutes in, he's like, all right, we still need 50. What do we start at, 55? Like, yes, you've made $5 while begging for money. Aaron, good job.
And I always find out new things. I didn't realize he'll beg in overtime. I thought like if you get within 50 and get overtime, like the begging's done. Like if you get there, you get there. Nope, he still does it the last 5 minutes.
Even more begging.
Yeah.
Anonymous $5 says, 2 takes regarding Mario Bosco. 1, if they ever remake Garbage Pail Kids, he should be cast as Greaser Greg. And 2, he deserves his AI voice here. Yes and yes. I'm behind. I got to get Dr. Steve. I got to get Mario Bosco. Although Mario already has a voice on the system because I see it on Tukey Show. So that should be easy. And that's a great call on the Garbage Pail Kids. I reviewed that movie recently with Doug from Good Times, Great Movies.
It was funny. I was playing Ron and Fez clips with Tukey last night, and Dr. Steve made his way into a couple.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's all over the place, man. He has been for decades.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
He's awesome. KJ coming in with $50. Thank you, KJ. Almost too much content lately. Wow, I am feeling good about a WATP Boston Live in 2025. Should I be? Yes. Ooh. You should be feeling good about that. That's going to happen.
Exciting.
What I'm trying to figure out right now is Hackamania in Vegas, because I want to schedule my 2025, and we haven't picked a date or venue for Hackamania yet. So once that's figured out, we'll get Boston figured out, because I am looking forward to that.
Think it's summer, spring, fall?
Definitely not winter.
Yeah, I would suggest
so.
that.
Yes, spring, summer, or fall
Beautiful.
Are the possibilities there. I would love to do it in the spring, but if Hackamania is in April, which is what Patrick was looking at, that might be a little bit too close to that. But thank you, KJ. Yes. KJ is a big supporter of the show. We do appreciate that. I see her supporting a lot of shows. She's a good egg, that
slut.
No, we appreciate that. Support all the shows. All right, let's head over to YouTube.
I'll stop the show and watch YouTube.
Mike has been doing a good job of keeping up with our friend Chile DeCastro. Delete laws.
Yeah, not as good as I want to be, because Dickbag Patrol did post something that I couldn't find.
Oh.
The clip out of context makes no sense, so I didn't send it. But there's somewhere out there where Chile DeCastro is bitching about his investors. He said his investors are angry. I can't figure out what he's talking about. I think perhaps someone invested in one of the things we're about to talk about, which would be hilarious. But he has investors for something, and they're angry, and I couldn't find what. So if anyone knows, please let me know.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So he either has business partners in the trifold, or this thing that we're going to watch. I don't want to spoil.
Yeah.
But the first one here is showing off his acting chops. Do you want to set this up at all, what he's doing?
There's some, I don't know if you know this, every once in a while the police get a little violent out there in the streets.
What?
There's some major story where it seems, if my detective skills are on par here, Chile thinks the police were at fault for this one.
Okay.
So he's calling their local police station to get to the bottom of this. There is no reason why he would have to disguise his voice or play a character.
Nope.
It's an artistic choice, and he's decided to launch into it.
Well, he's a YouTuber. He's a star, so what are you going to do?
But you're going to give me an answer machine now, isn't you? Isn't that where this kind of comes to an end?
He is not in.
Right.
But you will return your phone call once he is in.
Right. So what happens, though, is I just go into a voicemail system, and then he just goes ahead and he clicks delete all tomorrow morning when I get in, and then you know what happens is nothing.
No, sir.
I mean, I tell you what, dadgummit, I got something to say. I'm upset right now, and I think I speak for a lot of people right now, and we see things like this. It rocks the very foundation of trust in the police that we all love so much.
There's no reason for him to be doing that.
Hold on a second. Is this Chile DeCastro disguising his voice? Ah, damn it.
In fact,
you got me.
It completely takes away from his argument because it makes this lady, I guess, think like, oh, the only people outraged by this are fucking retards.
Yeah.
So who cares?
Country bumpkins, I guess is what he's doing here.
Like I said, per our policy and what we were directed by our chief, you have to speak to either.
Oh, I don't hear no dadgum policy now.
He's so proud of himself, too. I got to tell you, the Power Rangers fans out there do not know what they missed out on.
Well, they probably get, and they're like, oh, man, he could have been in the movie.
He would have been amazing on that
If
show.
it wasn't for those pesky drug laws.
If it weren't for all those guys wanting to date rape and him helping fulfill their...
If only we could delete
fantasies.
drug trafficking.
All right, so this is from a different video. Yes. This is like a more behind the scenes style.
This is very exciting. It's a big project that he's working on.
This is a big project he's got.
This is building of the board game Constitutional Law Scholar. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do every single step of the way. It's not watching cop videos, but you're going to get to see a board game.
Even he knows this is boring content. Look, I know it's not watching cop videos. Obviously, that's what people tune in for.
I don't know that you're right about that because I watched a lot of Chile DeCastro this week, unfortunately.
Okay.
And the live stream before this one, he's teasing. It's in the title. Like, do you want to see me build my board game? And he teases at the end. He's like, guys, I'm going to do it's going to take a long time. I'm going to do this long live stream. But I think it's going to be really interesting because you guys will get to see me put together this constitutional law scholar game that everyone's been clamoring for.
Okay.
Called Constitutional Law Scholar. This game's going to be built right now. So each one of these is a Supreme Court line. So there's the Wilson line. There are 6 foundational chairs.
Of course.
And there's 1 Chief Justice chair.
Okay.
There's 1 Chief Justice chair, but the rest are... So these would go... You guys can see here.
Our founding fathers have been very proud of this. Like, yes, finally, the Constitution being made into a board game. It's what we were hoping for.
It's important work, and you can tell it's very serious.
Right.
Much like Clue, this needs a board game.
Well, it's just he's got like construction paper and a bunch of art supplies, and it looks ridiculous what he's doing right here.
And he keeps talking about how proud he is of it. He's like, I put a lot of work into this.
Mm-hmm.
And then the episode before, like I said, he was really teasing it, and he's warning us. He's like, guys, this might take a long time, but it's going to be worth it. He goes, you know what? I might even put one of those compilations together where you don't have to watch the whole thing, but you can kind of see fast motion, like all the work that it takes to put this board game together. So this is about 5 minutes later.
Yeah,
this
is 5 minutes.
Maybe
5
not
minutes
even.
into 5 minutes into the video, this happens.
I don't think this is going to be terribly interesting to watch. I'm probably just going to get the flock out of here, and I'm just going to keep building this bad chicken. I mean, it has to get built. I'm building, Constitutional Law Scholar. I'm building the board game right now. So
the answer to the question, what's more boring than playing a board game, is watching it be made. Is the answer to that.
Well, all the kids now are saying, when's another great board game going to hit the shelves?
Mousetrap is fun, but we're kind of getting sick of it. Sorry, it's not that great.
In 2024, the hot item is board games, but we don't have one about constitutional law.
If you thought Monopoly put you to sleep, wait till you play the Constitutional Law Scholar, the board game.
And if you thought Monopoly wasn't long enough.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
So it's like, I'm just going to lay it out on the wall, and maybe I'll film it and I'll do a time lapse or something, or maybe not. But, it's pretty cool when you get to see the setup and stuff and how it all works and how we shoot things and things like that. But I really don't have a behind-the-scenes crew with me to...
Oh, that's the problem. The crew, that's why it's boring. There isn't a crew there to make sure that the filming is interesting.
What would have made this really great is 40 unnecessary workers behind him.
I would imagine it'd be amazing if there were people there shooting it from different angles. You'd be like, oh, okay, well, they switched to the other camera. Now I'm interested.
Absolutely. And I'm going to say, you guys are like, enough of Karl and Mike yammering on about this. I got to go find the next video about this board game.
Mm-hmm.
He never gets to it. At least not yet. Like, he's not posted anything about it since, so don't worry about it.
I do want to point out that his sub to view ratio is fucked.
Oh, it's plummeting. Yeah.
Delete Laws has 624,000 subscribers. This video from 4 days ago has 1,100 views.
So I wonder how true this is. There actually might be something to this. He blames the algorithm. And he even started a website. It's like teamdlz.com or something like that, where he's like, the algorithm is squat. So if you want to see the real videos, come to Team DLZ.
Yeah, I'm sure Opie has the same issue. It's just the algorithm. No, You know what it is? Yeah. You know what factors into the algorithm pretty highly is engagement. So
for sure.
If people see the thumbnail and they don't click on it, or they click into it and they click right the fuck out again, this is why it stops showing up for people. You're not getting any engagement.
The only reason I give him some credence is he shows like people getting murdered by police officers. So YouTube might be like, yeah, the general public doesn't need to see this.
That's possible.
Show you guys every bit of what I'm doing, but no, all right. I'll get the flock out of here. And I just don't think it's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to take hours and hours and hours.
Yep.
And I don't think you guys are going to want to sit and watch me cut paper and stick it on a wall for hours and hours and hours. I mean,
you know us so well.
Well, also, translation, holy shit, this is making it way more difficult to get this done. I'm trying to entertain people at the same time. I probably should have thought this through a little bit better.
This ex-con is finally out of prison, and he's going to show the law what's what. What's he up to today? He's got his scissors out, and he's cutting the edges nice and curvy.
All right, so then you roll the 6-sided die, but then if you roll a 5 or a 2, you pull out the 8-sided die. Okay, whatever. It's amazing. It's good stuff. Now this next video.
I want to be the boot piece. Can I be the boot?
Yes. The boot licker. Am I right?
You're damn straight.
This next video is, and you titled this perfectly. This transition it's seamless. I don't know how we found this spot in the video to transition into his scam.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. It's perfect timing right here.
He gets paid more money. His department gets more money from the federal government for the more drug arrests he makes. He personally benefited financially and professionally by charging people with crimes they hadn't committed and putting them in jail. And the worst part about it is there's a Zach Wester in your town, 100,000%.
A guy who's grifting the system for more money? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't like to hear that.
Oh my gosh, it's in every town, huh?
We should put a stop to this.
100,000%. 2-for-1 trifold night. 2-for-1 trifold night. Who wants a trifold, can't afford one? I'll get you one tonight. I will give away a free trifold or 2 tonight to people.
He's got a BOGO offer on his trifold. I can't think of a product I could need 2 of less than his trifold.
You don't need one, but who?
You don't need one.
Let's say you wanted one.
Yes. I wouldn't need a second one.
Possibly need a second for?
This is so stupid. Also, he went into this ad read at almost exactly the 1 hour mark. It makes me think he's got an alarm going off or something. That's why it was such a poor time to go into this.
Oh, interesting.
Ad read. Yeah, it's right at the 1 hour mark.
And he guilts everyone. He's like, I mean, I guess if you can't afford the $25, I'll get you one for free. Just message me. I mean, it's $25. It keeps us afloat here at Team DLZ. Like, he pulls that where it's like, just say support the program. Don't hawk. It's a piece of paper with things you've said on your show before written on it. Like, all you need is a pen and paper. You could jot the stuff you say down, and you're like, oh, don't be an asshole to cops.
Oh, I don't think it says that.
No,
I don't think it says that at all. Just the opposite.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to think now we need to order the trifold because I want to analyze this product, and we need to order John Sarasani's blackjack
pamphlet.
Yeah. Yes, we gotta start ordering these pamphlets these guys make.
Damn it! I guess you're right.
People who don't have the $25. If you guys can afford one, go buy one. Go to the website and buy one. Give it to your neighbor, your brother. Thanksgiving's coming up. People are gonna be traveling. Give it to that college kid who's going to be driving home from school. Know your rights. Get it on deletelaws.com. Go to deletelaws.com. 2 for $1 tonight. 2 for $1. Who needs one but can't afford the $25? I'll give you a couple free tonight. What's up with the Playboy? What's up with the Playboy?
Okay.
Here's a little early Christmas gift for you kids.
You'll
probably get pulled over on the ride home.
It's very nice of him. I do appreciate that. Thank you, Chili.
He's a sweet guy.
Okay. Let's get caught up real quick.
Yay, super chats.
We appreciate y'all supporting the show. Thank you very much. Nobody, I remember for 6 months, says, I'd like Chili to guest on Steel Toe Rumble Friday. We could fill the whole show with Carl's cop cams. Well, it's funny you say that because if you're on the Creep Off Patreon, tomorrow Vinny and I will be watching nothing but cop cam videos at noon.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. So we're doing
what synergy?
Cop cam extravaganza.
It would be what Chili and Aaron could do is Chili gives Aaron a bunch of those trifolds, and Aaron can give them away and say, hey, if you donate $20, you get a free trifold.
Oh, there you go.
I'll mail it to you.
That makes a lot of sense right there.
Yeah.
Or $25. We'll make it $25, but you get two. You get two trifolds.
That's good.
Arkansas's Theorem, $2 says, just need to say hey to my 2 favorite cuties. Hey. Oh, hey to you, cutie. Thanks for cutie patootie. I do have some Rosie O'Donnell coming up. That's why I use that term. Sorry. We do an update on Rosie O'Donnell, obviously. Post-election Rosie coming up. Hey, here are my boy Turbo7049 coming in. Hi, Mike. I'm not even into 2020 yet, and I have an extensive list of timestamps.
Oh, man. I can only imagine.
The guy who found the Kirk Minahan clips for you today.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Audiophile America, $5 says, Chili dropped the ball releasing this as a board game. GTA, Constitutional Law Scholar, would be fire. Yes! Right! You should be up there like beating up cops and then pissing on them afterwards. And that'd be fun. GTA where you just fuck with traffic stops.
Yeah, a board game doesn't fit his energy, really.
No,
You know?
I agree. It's a miss. It's not going to work. I'm just going to predict that.
Pop one of those bubbles and it jumbles the dice.
Look at it. It's a travel kind. It's the travel version. You don't lose the dice.
Oh, a black man is being mistreated. Back 3 spaces.
Rocco Orby 2002, $5. Mom, can we buy Clue? We already have Clue at home. Whips out Delete Laws game.
Yay!
Yay! Constitutional Law Scholar. That's what all the kids are talking about at school.
I would like the 1990s Nickelodeon commercial for Constitutional Law Scholar.
Yeah, there's always a kid at the end of the commercial that goes like this. I win! Every one of those commercials has that. It's got to show you how fun it is to win.
He's putting the cop behind bars.
Yes, right. No more pension for you. You just see the cops' kids starving to death.
His family's crying.
We win again. Yeah. Stupid pigs. All right, Mike. Obviously, we have to take a trip over to TikTok. See what's doing.
TikTok's a psyop by the Chinese to fuck up the minds of our youth and some other people too. So let's talk quite a lot about these TikTokers we stalk and know. Oh, whoa. TikTok fucking blows.
Starting off with your favorite comic, Dat Phan.
He's prolific.
You're going to hear someone in the audience at the show. You can't miss him.
It's very subtle. See if you can pick
Well,
it up.
I don't know if it's that subtle, but still listen closely just in case.
So excited to bring our next comedian on stage, also in a vest.
Let's
Or
give
it up for Dat Phan.
So we just point out that that's his wife bringing him up onto the stage. Yes. She is wearing a vest. She says he's also in a vest. And here comes Dat Phan.
You would think that's unimportant.
Welcome to Vest Night, where there's 17 people, 3 idiots wore vests. Yeah.
Welcome to Vest Night, and Tom Myers lost his shit.
Hey, that's a supportive friend right there. That's a ride or die. That's
I
a good
agree
man.
with you. That is very nice of him.
One of them wears a sock from the alley. I love my wife, but she's been on edge. We're like usually the A team together. But recently she's been freaking out, and then she goes, hey, I just talked to my mom this morning, and she thinks I should leave and go to the other side of the country for a week. And I'm like, that is so, yes.
Good stuff.
Dad wants to be out on the prowl. Do you think they wore those vests for that joke?
Yes.
That's humiliating.
Who else? Why else would you be wearing vests?
Yeah, well, I've never seen a woman in a vest.
Yeah, it's not a normal thing you do. Also, this is the lowest form of observational humor, what people are wearing. Hey, look at that guy in the shirt. Yeah.
Right. But like if it's an audience member, at least it's off the top of your head. And if it's a particularly unique shirt or whatever, if you said it, it's like, yeah, you guys are doing that.
Right.
You know?
I know what you guys are thinking. Wow, these people really like vests. Am I right?
It's like if you told me to come out here with a pirate hat so you could make jokes about me. It's like, well, yeah, but you told him to wear that. Who gives a fuck?
I've seen comics do that, by the way, where they wear a very ridiculous shirt and then that's the first 5 minutes of their act.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. When did this person and this person have a child together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I wasn't thinking that at all, but I was actually thinking, when's a comedian going to show up? Because I paid $25 to be here.
Well, the joke's on you then.
Well, that's a pretty funny joke. Pretty good. I go on Yelp the next day. I'm like, this was, I didn't realize the joke was going to be on me. 5 stars.
They actually got me.
Yeah, very, very good stuff. It even said comedy club right on the marquee. I was convinced there was going to be comedy at this place, but holy shit. All right, let's head over. This is from Hebrew Hammer in our Discord. And we've checked out this person before. This is Fuzz99. And Fuzz99 is the person who likes to celebrate all of the different LGBTQI plus holidays. And she gets very excited about these holidays, and being called certain pronouns gets her very excited. And when family members introduce her as non-binary, she gets very excited. Well, you know what she's not excited about? This election. Kind of a bummer for her.
Oh, no.
I know. So let's see how she's doing. Let's see. Let's check in on her here.
Hi. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Cotton Eye Joe. Great song.
Yeah, so after the elections happened, I fell into an unwell downward spiral and went to go fall off the face of the earth like I always do. I get off the internet, I talk to my friends, I do things that make me happy, but I wasn't able to fall off the face of the earth like I normally do because my transphobic brother moved back home and brought not only himself, but his girlfriend and her baby with them.
Where her transphobic brother moved back into the house with a transphobic wife and a transphobic baby.
Now that's a sitcom.
Yeah, right.
Wait, the baby is transphobic?
Oh, yeah. The baby was born into transphobia, Mike.
Oh, I see. Genetic.
That's how this happens. You don't understand biology? I have to explain this to you.
It's a recessive gene, but
You're
if
right.
both parents have it.
Which made me feel suffocated and overstimulated, and I wasn't able to process all the feelings I was feeling from the election. Which then, of course, when it rains, it pours. And I got my period. And that very same night, I got my period. My cat Goose, who has been with me for 19 years and has been in a bunch of my videos that you've probably seen, unfortunately died from her battle from cancer that very night.
Wait, Trump killed her cat? That's ridiculous. This is terrible. What is he doing?
This should be on the news. You would think this liberal media would be reporting on this, but
Well, I don't watch every channel. Maybe they were. I don't know.
which then resulted in a very big fight because I felt like I didn't have space to process all of the emotions I was feeling.
Okay, so let me translate that. Her brother moves back home, who she says is transphobic.
Mm-hmm.
Then her cat dies, and then she freaks out and lashes out at her brother and gets into this huge argument with him that I'm sure he wanted nothing to do with because he's there with his wife and their baby.
And he's probably like, is this another one of these trans yapping at me? You know? It's just on his mind all the time.
The emotions I was feeling. So I ran away for 3 days and my queer friends took me in and I was able to have the space to process all of my emotions. And we ended up channeling all our emotions into going to protest for trans rights. And I met a lot of cool trans people and queer people. And it's truly what I needed to feel better. Taking a mental health break, surrounding myself with my loved ones, and doing some good in this world have all helped me feel better. And you better believe that this hat is gonna be visible on my head for probably the next 4 years, you know? So.
Yeah. Take that, Trump Vance. She's going to be wearing a pro-LGBTQ hat for the next 4 years.
I've also taken a mental health break, and if I could make a suggestion to this person,
yeah,
I would say less protesting and more therapy is probably advised.
Well, I was thinking about this. I'm like, okay, this person's not well. Yeah. No wonder these protests often get rowdy. Their cat just died. They're like, my cat of 19 years is dead. Time to go protest. Like, well, take a day.
They've all got a picture of the cat on a sign.
Take a day.
You did this.
And then there's the other side of people who are just like, fuck cats. Like, oh no. It's going to be a real clash.
The eyes are X'd out.
Right, yes. Now since the Proud Boys versus Antifa, if we see a clash like this is going to be a real problem.
Oh man, it's tough.
All right, let's lighten the mood. That was heavy.
Please.
I apologize for that. Let's talk about Rosie O'Donnell. So Wham in our Discord recommended we check this out. Rosie has lost her fucking mind. I'm sure that doesn't surprise you at all.
Oh, not at all. I've seen her TikTok.
Right.
I actually just mentioned this the other day where it's like most of it is, I always say, a phone call with Nana. Where
yes,
there's literally videos up there. This is not an exaggeration. I fed the squirrels today.
Oh.
And I have little names for them.
Mike, that's precisely what we're talking about.
I didn't see these.
Here's her filming the squirrels at her house. No, if you're not familiar with squirrels, people, they're fucking rodents.
Yes.
They're not our friends, but to Rosie, she needs friends very badly.
Yeah.
And so she's hanging with the squirrels.
I see you right there. Come on down. I got your walnuts. Come on. I'm waiting for you. I see you up there. Do you see her? All right, she just goes around the gate, and there she comes. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Come here. Good girl. What a good girl. Come here. Here you go. Come on. Come on. It's okay. You haven't been around for a while. Where you been?
Oh, boy.
This is tough.
That's a bad sign right there.
Come get it. You can get it. It's okay. It's okay. Go ahead. I'll sit up, then you can do it. There you go. Good girl. What a beauty. Good girl.
This is what old people should be doing, just not filming it, you know?
Well, or
go ahead and feed the squirrels if you want. But
join a book club or something. Like talk to other adults about stuff.
Yes.
She's literally filming the squirrel run over and grab food from her. And I know that seems like a kind of benign video. There's a reason why I wanted to set up the next video with that one. And Mike, I'm glad that you're on board with this, understanding. Like, I only watch the videos where she's crying or talking about something that's super personal that we have no business knowing about and doing that TikTok.
Yeah.
I haven't seen these videos where she's playing with squirrels in her backyard and just
they're a delight.
She just looks like a crazy person. So she named one of the squirrels Julie Andrews. And
unfortunately, I'm well aware of that.
So this is an exciting video where she realizes that Julie Andrews is not dead. Julie Andrews is still here with us.
Thank goodness.
Okay, you're not going to believe what just happened. Everybody was asking me was that Julie Andrews, and it wasn't Julie Andrews, but I didn't want to say that because I felt too
TMZ
sad.
was calling her.
That Julie.
Yeah, that's right. Hold on a second. I recognize that squirrel. I recognize that squirrel anywhere. No. Don't get too excited. That wasn't
Harvey
a squirrel.
Levin's like, usually I let someone else make these calls, but I need to know, Rosie.
Julie Andrews, and it wasn't Julie Andrews, but I didn't want to say that because I felt too sad that Julie Andrews hadn't been around for so long. And I'm on the phone with my friend, and it wasn't FaceTime, damn it, because I was like trying to show. And I see this squirrel like jump and run towards me. And I'm like, hello, how are you, buddy? How are you? And then I see the healed scar on the back of her hip. I'm like, it's Julie Andrews. She's not gone to squirrel heaven. Oh my God, I was so happy. So now I'm sitting out here with all the walnuts. I'm waiting for her to come back because she jumped up on my leg and I was like, oh my God, I was so excited. I can't begin to tell you how this has made my whole life.
Mommy, is Nana taking her medication? I'm worried about Nana.
This might feel like a bizarre point to make about Rosie O'Donnell, but I actually think it's a perfect example of why, like, we'll never have celebrities the way we use. We'll never have like role model celebrities or like real celebrities that you look up to or anything because we know too much about them. Where say what you want about Rosie O'Donnell, I know she's a hateable figure, but like she was in like big films. She had 2 talk shows that on networks that a lot of people watched. Like she was a star in this world, and now we're watching her near death, feeding the squirrels and telling us about her day.
Yeah, I was watching someone talk about this the other day where they were saying how, I think it was talking about the celebrity endorsements that Kamala got and why that doesn't work anymore. And a big part of it was like, I think it was Adam Carolla was talking about it. Sure. And he goes, back when I was younger, you'd see Robert De Niro in these movies. You'd be like, this guy is brilliant. What an amazing actor this guy is.
Right.
And now he opens his fucking mouth. You're like, oh, this guy's a moron.
Yes.
He never should have opened up his mouth and just act in movies. Like Denzel Washington doesn't go on social media and humiliate himself.
He's very smart.
Yeah, we all think of like if Denzel Washington is a brilliant actor, he's probably a brilliant guy.
Yeah,
and
if he live streamed himself cooking his eggs in the morning, we might be like, this guy's a fucking retard.
Change everything. Correct. This is what these celebrities are not understanding.
This has brought me endorphins and dopamine and everything that one needs to feel better than I have. TikTok, you don't stop, everyone. Squirrels are back. Squirrels are back.
Hell yeah.
So the reason why that was even on my radar is I saw the Clown World Twitter account tweeted out this video with the caption, "Trump broke this dude." Which I thought was very funny. I thought that was pretty funny.
She's an older woman.
She's got some fucking problems. Speaking of having mental problems.
If you're a system and you know it, clap your hands. If you're a system and you know it, clap your hands. If you're a system and you know it, and your mask will truly show it. If you're a system and you know it, clap your hands.
Solar is on. A lot of these very left-leaning liberal people are having a hard time after January 5th or November 5th.
Yeah.
And she's certainly having a hard time. She gives us a science lesson. And this one's interesting. Pay attention because she's going to explain some knowledge to us.
Comment reads, literally, this makes me sick. A baby is not a parasite, first of all. It was not a contamination of any kind of species other than human. A baby is not a parasite. You're right about that. A fetus is a parasite by all biochemical definitions. Fetus is a parasite.
We've got to eradicate these things.
Well, yeah, I know. The way that she's describing this, I'm like, what the fuck? This sounds awful. And only women get this?
Get that evil out of you, honey. Quick.
Let me get my Louisville Slugger. We'll take care of this parasite.
It's invasive. It steals nutrients from the host. And the fetus actually secretes a hormone that makes the carrier's body believe it doesn't exist. Because if the carrier's body knew that the fetus existed, it would expel it.
If only when she was a fetus, the body expelled it. Oh, wow.
Which is a phenomenon commonly referred to as a miscarriage, but is also scientifically known as a Spontaneous abortion. This is what the CDC says. A parasite is an organism that lives on or in a host organism and gets its food from or at the expense of its host.
Well, that's what the CDC says now, but wait until RFK Jr. gets in there.
You're damn straight.
Changes some wiki pages.
Are you like me, imagining people in white lab coats jotting these things down? Like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, okay. Oh, is that what it says? Okay, yeah.
That is literally what a fetus is doing. Here's another definition for you. The human fetus and placenta have a different genotype from the mother. The fetus has been described before as acting in a parasitic way. It avoids rejection by the mother and exerts considerable influence over her metabolism for its own benefit, in particular diverting blood and nutrients.
Oh, no.
Do you know what else is a parasite?
A
tapeworm.
By the way, I just want to say for Solar's presentation style here, people love to be lectured to. It's a good way to win the hearts and minds of people. Just lecture at them.
Here's another definition. Poisonous bacteria that could eventually grow up to be a white supremacist.
Correct.
We gotta stop these things.
Blood and nutrients. Do you know what else is a parasite? A tapeworm. So before you go spouting your opinion on whether or not other people are allowed to rid their body of parasites, I want you to swallow a tapeworm egg and let it fester in your gut for 9 months.
Okay.
Then come back and tell me that people aren't allowed to.
Mike, comment?
You can't think it's the same thing.
Well, hold on. Let's hear her out. Maybe
All
it's the
right,
same
go
thing.
ahead, Solar.
And let it fester in your gut for 9 months. Then come back and tell me that people aren't allowed to expel parasites from their body. Goodbye.
What if I just let a tapeworm fuck me and impregnate me? Is that, will that get the job done?
That is, you know how some couples, like the husband will be like, I'm not drinking for 9 months, solidarity
Right,
with the old
yes.
lady, you know? I think if my girlfriend gets pregnant, I'm going to have a tapeworm. And I'm like, no, baby, don't try and talk me out of it. This is in support of you.
I got to admit, the pro-choice argument is getting wild. Because think about it, like based on this reasoning, all fetuses should be aborted.
Oh.
In fact, we should probably sterilize girls at puberty if these are just parasites that they're getting in them. It's horrible. I don't want that.
So men can just come in me. Why don't I just drink cyanide?
Same thing. Oh, Solar. The only person crazier than Solar is, of course, Woke Dad.
Sitting in my mobile coffee shop,
Making videos about my transvestite children for TikTok.
So Dan's also trying to cope with the election and how things went, not the way he wanted it to go. And the way he's doing that is by going to his safe space, which is his art studio.
Yes.
And creating art.
I can't wait to share with you my newest painting, and I'm honestly really proud of it because even my son said, "Dad, that's a cool painting."
Even him?
That
so bastard is a tough critic.
This is so made up. Why is he the only one using this art studio, Mike?
That's very frustrating.
So he's in there painting in there. I thought he was supposed to be renovating and winterizing the art studio. He's all concerned about the boiler and stuff.
That's like if I was like, guys, you got to donate. I'm opening up an amusement park for sick kids.
Yeah.
And then just every day I post a TikTok of me on the roller coaster.
Whee!
No, guys, I swear I'm just doing the final renovations. It's going to be done soon.
To tell you in advance a little bit, this really represents me, it represents my family, it represents what this art studio is here to do. And I'm going to show it to you right now. Protect trans kids, because trans kids deserve to not only feel safe, but all kids deserve to be safe.
That is rule number 1 of art school.
That's what this art studio is about.
Can I read you some of the comments underneath this video? Nana7 says, "You are absolutely amazing and appreciated," with a clap emoji. Shauna Malone says, "You are a wonderful person." All this guy did was paint a painting that says "Protect Trans Kids." He's
Well,
literally
problem solved.
He's literally finger painting. He painted "Protect Trans Kids," and his son goes, "Cool painting, Dad." That's called sarcasm, Dan.
Yeah,
How
the
do you
R
not
is
know
backwards. Very good, Daniel.
Wow, very good. Well, I appreciate someone pointing this out to me. Someone posted this in our Discord on his Facebook page. He's trying to sell his art. Here is, it's from the Great Start Coffee Cart. He's got a painting of like a human heart. And it says, for any of my art-loving friends out there, I just completed this rather large 30-inch by 48-inch painting. It is available for purchase. Reach out with any serious offers. All proceeds will go toward art studio renovations to support local kids.
I had a feeling that's where the money would go.
So this asshole now what he's doing is he's just like, rather than renovate the space or get it ready for anyone, he's just in there painting, just like, well, I can justify this if I can sell these paintings. You're not an artist, Dan. You're not good at this.
Is this going to be a sweatshop where he has kids painting and he's selling them to pump the money back into the art studio?
This is like, I have friends who I've played music with for decades, and they have kids, and the first thing they do is buy their kids like a drum set or an electric guitar. It's like, oh, sure. you just want your kids to do what you enjoy. This is the same thing. So obviously Dan likes finger painting. And so he's making an art studio for his kids. His kids are like, yeah, I actually enjoy baseball. And Dan's like, no, we don't like baseball in this house. We like painting. Like,
I'm still hung up on the phrase, even my son. As if like he's like the New York Times art
harsh
critic.
Yeah, right. No, he poo-poos a lot of the art around here, but this one he was down with. What would somebody pay for this painting? It's not like he's Hunter Biden. It's not worth anything.
No, how would anyone even know to... I guess he does have a TikTok following. So one of these goobers in the fucking comments will be like, Daniel, this is hero's work. Here's $40, I guess. I don't know.
That's the problem with this painting is that it's so large that people will notice it in your house. Like, oh, what is that thing? Like, don't worry about it.
Imagine that over your television, and then you have to, well, I protect trans kids.
Right, it's about protecting. I don't want to get into it right now. We'll talk about it another time. Well, this is exciting, Mike, because I believe this is the first video ever where his kids are enjoying the art studio.
Oh, yeah.
This
loudly
is awesome.
and
this is awesome.
I don't know if you can hear that, but these kids are loving life right now.
We can't.
This is what I'm doing to protect trans kids and protect kids in the LGBTQIA community. Just the other side of that wall are my kids and their friends, and I've built this art studio to support kids in vulnerable communities, kids like my kids. And I know my kids have the advantage of being able to use this space before it's open to the public, because I still have a bunch of like accessibility tools, and like I need to put in an accessible bathroom, and I need to put in a wheelchair ramp, and I need to make sure that I have tools so that when I offer this space to people in my community, they can come here and feel safe and have access, which is super important to me. But like, if you could hear the joy, these kids are just loving life.
I can't hear anything, but based on what their ages are, I hope what you could hear is bong rips. Because they shouldn't be over there painting right now. They should be partying with their friends.
that's a fair point, but I don't want to interrupt this clip too much because I got to get out of here. I don't know if you can hear that, but there are 30 women in the other room just getting ready to fuck me. So, settle down, ladies. I'll be right back.
Wow, yeah, they sound really...
You can probably hear them. It's
they
getting
sound
pretty
really
crazy.
hot for you over there. Holy shit.
I know. They're right there, so you should be able to hear them.
I can hear them loud and clear, Mike. I believe you.
Life right now. They're on the other side of that wall. They've got music going. They're painting.
They do?
And they feel safe.
And just real quick, Dan, just so you know, when I was that age and we were up to no good, we were cranking music, so you didn't know what we were up to.
But if there was music cranking, we'd be here.
Oh, no, you can't hear anything. No,
Not the goddamn thing.
Mike can hear better than most of us. He can't hear anything that's going on in this video, but we're supposed to believe.
This is like that video where he's like, oh, there's a hate crime going on right over there.
Right.
Man,
Yeah,
good thing
like,
I've got
really?
my windows rolled up. You guys can't hear it.
Yeah, do you want to just like bring your camera into the other place and show us?
No.
what's not-
Let me.
okay.
I'm a better play-by-play man.
Okay, I guess we'll just take your word for it then.
In today's world, they feel safe. This place is going to be amazing.
In today's world, they live in Eastern Ukraine. Why are they not safe in today's world? What are you talking about? He lives in Central New York.
Yeah, what is, like, name a country they would be more safe in.
I don't understand it. He's just like, thank God they're finally safe somewhere. It's like, what is going on? Who are these predators who are mauling down trans kids everywhere? I'm not seeing this phenomenon.
Hold on real quick. Trump's at my door. He's making sure I don't have any trans kids here.
Okay, you better get it then. He's serious about that shit. And also, he could have had music playing in the other room without children being in there. I want proof of art. I need proof of artwork being created. Not his artwork. I've seen that. I want to see the children's artwork.
Now he's going to do, like, the cutesy, he's going to draw stick figures.
Yeah, right.
It's the kids.
Yeah, it's going to be like this really crude drawing, and you're like, how old's your son again? 16. Oh, okay.
It's the only smoking gun against me is that he's used his girlfriend or whatever, his partner's voice in a few videos.
Yes.
Remember when he's like, do I have your permission?
Yep.
He could just know a lady, I guess. Because I'm starting to come to the theory that none of these people exist. That he's just a schizophrenic.
Right, it's like a Hitchcock movie where he's just up in his own head the whole time creating all of these family members and things that are going on.
Because now it's starting to get crazier. I think if we brought in a third party and we're like, they'd be like, no, obviously he's not talking to or about anyone. He's just a crazy guy.
That would be an awesome ending to this. I am hoping for it. Well, let's talk about another made-up story, another interaction he had with a fellow cis white guy. You know us fellow cis white guys, we're always talking to each other.
Up to no good.
Yep. We're always just like, hey, man, you slam puss? Yeah, I slam puss. All right,
I love being so straight and white.
Yeah.
Hope no one gets in the way of that today.
Yeah. Let's talk about the others. All right. I don't know you at all. I've never met you before, but we'll probably be able to commiserate on this. What the fuck's he talking about? This story's stupid.
This is so bizarre, but for the last month, I've had it happen to me twice. I had another straight white dude come up to me and ask me if I wasn't tired of people considering my actions or my words to be racist, and I had no.
Another straight white guy just walked up to him and said, "Aren't you sick of everyone calling us racist? Am I right?
Brother.
This is nuts."
Hey, brother, you probably already read the newsletter, but I'm just making sure.
This has never happened once, let alone twice in the last 2 weeks. What's he talking about?
Can you think of a wider net to cast than white guys?
No, I can't.
You know what I mean? Like anything I'm interested in or curious about, I can't think of a more massive group than just white men.
No, honestly, so if I'm going to be in Florida again in a little bit, if I see other guys with like a Sabres hat on, I might go, hey, what do you think about the game last night or something like that?
Or even just go Sabres, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. You know, we have something in common that's not normal for that area. But if I see another white guy, I'm not like, hey, white dude, what's up, buddy?
Right. Hope you're straight, too. We can talk about chicks.
It's so fucking stupid. It just doesn't happen.
No idea what he was talking about. And I got to thinking about it because every time this happens, I mean, it's that realization that maybe the reason everybody's considering your actions or your words to be racist is because they're racist.
Right.
I know, systemic racism is a real thing. I see.
That's interesting. The guy's like in a Klan hood. He's like, all right, can you believe everyone thinks we're racist around here? This is crazy, right? And Dan's like, actually, I think what's happening.
Daniel speaks, and then he slowly takes his Klan hood off. He's like, my God, I never thought of it that way.
Maybe I'm projecting the racism. I should start with the man in the mirror. I just realized.
No, systemic racism is a real thing. I see evidence of it all around. But people don't call me racist because I am considerate of other people.
No, we call you a narcissistic shithead. Racist, we never call you that. Definitely not. A lot of other words for you.
Daniel, it seems like you're saying the person I should be angriest at is me.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Figured it out.
White male privilege is a real thing, and if you're denying it at this point, then you're delusional, because white male privilege...
Go to West Virginia. Go to West Virginia and talk to some privileged white males around there who are making, I don't know, $18,000 a year. Tell them how privileged they are.
When I look at
They love that.
When I look at Jake Hudson or whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Wow, that lucky bastard.
Wow. If you weren't born white, you wouldn't have it so good, Jake. So stupid.
Elected a narcissist into office, somebody who
Oh, okay. This is where he starts to talk about Trump.
who's only going to
This is a thing that I've noticed, and it's through a lot of these people who have the Trump derangement syndrome. Other narcissists hate Trump. Is Trump a narcissist? Yes. Other narcissists can't stand that. The rest of us just go, he's a narcissist. But he also is running for president, so a lot of them are. you would imagine.
Right.
It's hard not to be a narcissist to think like, I should run the free world. It's
Absolutely.
because white male privilege elected a narcissist into office, somebody who's only going to amplify white male privilege, and
he's so humbled and grounded too. That's what I love about this guy. This guy calling someone a narcissist is insane to me.
He's a narcissist. I'm a simple hero building an art studio.
I'm just changing the world. And like literally every hashtag on every TikTok has changed the world from a TikTok video.
Is it easy to save lives? Absolutely not. Does it give me extreme pleasure? Of course.
Do I have to? Yes, it's my duty.
that hurt marginalized communities. I mean, you can't ignore the reality there, right? If you are, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if people are calling you racist, maybe instead of talking so much, you should take that time to listen a little more.
I hate performative. Where he does that pause, dramatic pause. Maybe instead of talking so much, you should listen.
I picture him cupping his ear, like,
It basically is what he's doing, yes.
Yeah.
He's acting all of this out. So apparently, according to that video, and I know I paused it in a weird spot, but basically what he was saying was, if you voted for Trump, you want all trans people to die. Yeah. So everyone agree with that? Great. Moving on.
That wasn't, I thought that was question 2.
All right, we got one more video from Dan, and this is another made-up story.
Okay, I'll be the judge of that.
This is some serious BS. Woke Dad already posted this and explaining why this makes zero sense, but let's check it out.
I just had a customer leave here screaming. They left here screaming because they weren't happy with my prices. And I feel like this is a really interesting...
He left screaming, Mike.
Prices!
Imagine going to a coffee shop and being surprised that coffee's expensive to the point where you leave screaming. Does he think anyone's believing this? What do you mean by that? It's retarded.
It also doesn't make sense because if it's the type of guy I assume it's going to be, he would be like, of course, Biden, inflation, right. You can thank God Trump's coming in. We're going to get those prices down. And that would be the type. It wouldn't be a guy that looks at the menu, slides his eye over to the price and goes, ah!
Well, no, it's worse than that, as he's going to describe to us here. But I just don't know anyone who goes to a coffee store shop and is surprised that it's expensive. It's been kind of a thing for the last 25 years, right?
And even if you are, you kind of like grit your teeth and you're like, these fucking cheapskates or whatever,
Like, does anyone freak out about spending $5 to $7?
No.
Like, you might complain about it to a coworker later, like, holy shit, this latte was $5.50. Like, okay, whatever. But you don't freak out. It's not going to make or break you.
He protesting Starbucks.
What are you talking about?
I just had a customer leave here screaming. They left here screaming because they weren't happy with my prices. And I feel like this is a really interesting microcosm of where we are as a society. Now, this guy pulled up to my shop thinking I'd be the cheapest in town because I'm the local guy. And he wouldn't buy from that big box chain because he thought they were going to be more expensive. I mean, I made him his coffee. I made it exactly as he asked, and I put it in front of him, and then he decided to complain about the pricing. Now, the pricing's on the outside of my truck here. There's some behind me here on the board. It's on the internet. I'm being fully transparent. He knows how much things cost. He's just having buyer's remorse because he thought the local guy was going to be cheaper. Let me tell you, I can't buy things at the same price as a big box chain. Right. And I'm offering good product. I'm offering things that taste good, not just things that pass by that the average Joe is going to be okay with. So if you start to see what's going to happen in our country and you start to have buyer's remorse because you didn't understand what tariffs were or some of the policies that he was putting forward, well, you should have looked at the menu. It was right there in front of you. Everybody was sharing it with you. It was fully transparent. You knew what you were getting into. You just decided not to look.
You know what, Dan, you're right. We should have our products made by slave labor and children overseas. That's correct. That makes way more sense for our economy. Good thinking.
I like that everyone's a tariff expert all of a sudden. Like,
that's the thing that's nuts
in
about
October
this.
of this year, everyone learned about tariffs.
Everyone understands how tariffs work now. And here's my question for you, Mike. So when the economy goes gangbusters like it did in 2017, 18, and 19, he'll come back and say he was wrong, right? And be like, you know what, guys, I was wrong about this whole tariff thing. Apparently that was a negotiating tactic, and he wasn't actually going to put 60% on tariffs on Chinese goods. But that's just how Trump postures himself.
He'll say, Joe Biden says you're welcome, everyone.
Oh, okay.
Biden set him up for this.
Oh, okay. I thought for sure he'd come back and just be like, you know what, I was wrong about all of this.
The reason I know that is I've heard John and Richard Ojeda do this, where they're like,
oh, really?
Even if the economy's good, that's thanks to Biden, because Biden's had the best economy, I believe they said, in the history of the country.
They're getting out. Come on. They're getting out in front of it like that?
Yes. Yeah.
That's fun. Well, this is a fun time to be alive, isn't it?
It sure is.
I've always said, well, I haven't always said, I've said recently that politics has gotten very boring for me. I haven't been as political as I used to be, but this has been quite some year for it.
Yeah, people like Daniel Alexander inject a little spice into it, you know?
Yes, it's made it a lot more fun.
Yay, super chats.
We got some people supporting the show, and I appreciate that. So let's head over to the super tip engine.
I'm dumb and stupid. I smell. I drink a lot.
Silly.
My family hates me. I don't pay back money. I am Vince's bitch. Time to drink NyQuil and go for a drive. Skol.
It's from Carl's Frosted Tips. Thank you for that.
I'm dumb and stupid. I smell.
That is what John says.
That's a juvenile.
I love it. It's good stuff. Silas Dugan, $5 says, didn't Dad have Mike kicked out of his show for laughing like Tom did? Hypocrites! He tried to.
Excellent point. Tried to. Yeah,
that is a very
ground.
good point. Yes.
Maybe he tried to have Tom kicked out too.
Could you imagine? No, it's okay to laugh at him.
Yeah, right.
For whatever reason.
The boiler in the art studio doesn't work. Oh well. We are going to resort to a group cuddle to stay warm.
No, that doesn't sound safe to me.
Everyone stay safe. Social distance, kids.
That doesn't sound safe to me. So the creep who made the art studio for children doesn't have heat? Like, that's a move you do when you bring a girl back to your place. Like, oh, yeah, sorry, the heat isn't working. We'll probably have to put a blanket on and get underneath the covers.
Well,
like
I hope that's not his plan.
He's pulling that. Mike processed that for a second and went, oh, shit. Cyborg Gannick, $3. Use the word kids more, Daniel. Again, I know it's a little creepy. Captain Cheese coming
protecting them. It's very important.
Captain Cheese, $5 says, Solar says fetuses are parasites because the immune system would expel it if found. Great argument, but the same thing would happen to our eyeballs.
It would be great. That's a great horror movie. Fetus.
Oh, that is a good one. I like that.
Fetuses have infected all of these women. We have to get them out.
Wow, that is a horror movie for a lot of guys.
That's fair.
Nobody, $5 says, who could we send to get coffee and ask about the art studio and film the interaction? Does he know Lucy? Just brainstorming before starting the GoFundMe. Producer Chris and his daughter were out there, but it was a Sunday and he wasn't open.
A lazy bastard.
But we do know other people in the central New York area. They could probably go out there. Actually, Andy's brother Joe has family out there. And I believe even went by and got a cup of coffee, if I'm not mistaken. I just want to see what a real interaction looks like. I'm not trying to get a gotcha moment or fuck with the guy. I don't want to do anything like that. Somebody come by and film what an actual interaction looks like, because the way he describes it sounds implausible to me.
It'd be great if he posted a video the second you left. If you were like, yeah, it was pretty unremarkable, you know? And he's like, oh my God.
This guy just left screaming out of here. You're just like, I just comment on your stickers and went about my day, but okay. If you say so. Nobody's also a member for 6 months. Thank you, Nobody. I'd like Chile to guest on Steel Toe Rumbles Friday. Oh, I already read that one, didn't I? Let me get to this one. Nope, I did that one too. Faulty Google Chrome became a new member. Thank you, Faulty Google Chrome. We appreciate that. Being a member on this channel means you get to watch 2 bonus episodes every single month. We just did one this week, Living in the Past with Stuttering John. And you also get to watch WATP live every Wednesday and Saturday. Just go to the community tab or membership tab and you'll see the links on there. Rocco Orb 2002, $2. Ironic that Solar looks like a fetus. Good point. Maybe this is, she hates herself.
I like
part of that.
I'm into her. I think I could change her.
I can fix her.
Yeah.
I can work with that.
Yeah.
Ray Purbot, $2. Recreate that painting and sell it for more money. Oh, that's a funny idea.
I paint it.
That's a funny idea. We just keep fucking with them. Because I like the idea of the Spite store that we would open up the coffee shop next to his. It's cheaper.
You open an art studio for straight kids?
Yeah, our super straight kids are next to that studio, and then we have a mega coffee shop next to his coffee shop.
How about this? Just a studio for all kids.
Oh, he wouldn't like that.
Then, like, the trans kids will go over there, too.
I was going to say, Mike, that's very dangerous. I don't know if you know this, but the straight kids beat up the trans kids when it comes to art.
I fear what you might find is the straight kids get along with the trans kids.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true.
That could be very dangerous.
Yeah, that's actually much more likely than what's in Dan's mind for some reason. I should point out, since this is a show about social media, Blue Sky, this is a big phenomenon that's going on.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why.
The liberals are, because Twitter is owned by...
I know why, but, like, we
Yeah.
did this already. Like, when
Correct.
Elon bought, everyone was like, go to Blue Sky, and no one did.
Mm-hmm.
So it already failed, you know?
Correct. And now they're trying it again.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to show you this. Caitlin Burns posted this. And she's a journalist, said a large group of funny, talented trans posters were the earliest adopters of Blue Sky and were able to forge the platform into what it is today. Funny, frequently horny, and with very strong moderation tools. If you like Blue Sky's vibe right now, thank a trans person.
You know what? On second thought, maybe I'm going to check out this Blue Sky.
Well,
frequently horny. What the hell's going on over there?
I was listening to No Agenda. My buddy John C. Dvorak was talking about Blue Sky. And he said, before I saw this, he was talking about how, because every time I go on there, it's all trans stuff. And I guess that's were the early adopters of Blue Sky.
I assume trans stuff like Daniel Alexander. This is horny trans stuff?
Horny trans stuff.
Oh, good for them.
I like that Mike perked right up. He's just like, all right, I'll give this a try.
I'll peruse. You know what? I guess if I have to, I'll see how the other side lives.
Some horny trans people? I'm into that. You want to hear some voicemails?
Sure.
Let's see what people are saying. Who are these.com? Where we get our voicemail number. Just let us know it's for WATS.
Hi there. One for Who Are These Socials? I was just wondering, why doesn't everyone go to thecreepoff.com and vote for Karl?
That's a great question. Why doesn't everyone do that?
Who is this cuck?
Boner guy.
I hear him call your show, too.
He calls all the shows and tells people, he reminds people to go to thecreepoff.com and vote for Karl. I have to get my chest waxed.
Oh, that's the punishment.
Yeah.
I thought you were just having two separate thoughts.
No, I spun the wheel of consequences this
Okay.
past week. It's not great.
Yo, Karl, your boy Matt Cox inside True Crime. He's got a friend named Hollywood Wade, Crime and Entertainment Podcast, and your boy John Cirasani was on it this year. Oof.
Oh, I think we played that last week. I left on the board to remind myself, actually. Now I remember. All right, I won't play that again.
It was a good reminder.
Yes, it worked.
Hey, Karl, this is for WATS. Listen to Woke Dad talk about his safe space for the gays and lesbians and trans and whatever else.
Sure.
Kids, and then he's like, oh, and immigrant field workers or whatever. Let's just say I work in immigration law, so I know a lot of these people. The immigration thing with the farms, that's generally Mexican, some Guatemalan. You know what those very Catholic Mexicans and other Central Americans really like is homosexuals as children in bright uniforms and Speedos. Yeah. Catholic Church loves gay people. So, yeah. I hope he has a live feed on YouTube or something. That'd be sweet. All right, see ya.
That is a great point. People like Dan Alexander like to simplify the world into straight white guys and everyone else.
Yeah.
And everyone else gets along. It's just the straight white guys who are ruining the party for everyone. It's just like, well, no, there's actually a much more to it than that.
I mean, the argument's been made, but that's obviously just racism, you know?
Correct. Yes. He's like, we're gonna have trans people and migrant workers, and you're just like, wait, what? What do you mean?
It's actual bigotry. What are you doing?
Yes, of course. It's ridiculous. That's the way he thinks, for real. And he thinks he's a better person than us because of that, which is fun. We enjoy it.
Hey, I got a good redneck joke for that Mike. Tell him, I say, you might be a redneck if you're a blind, stupid fuck. Okay, well, that's the best I could do. I tried.
Pretty good.
I don't know if it would pass the Jeff Foxworthy test, but...
Well, it might not make it out of the special, but I'm sure if he was just
Where he
doing
workshops
improv.
it, at the Funny Bone. Yeah.
If he's at the Funny Bone one night, he might run that one out there, get maybe a tepid applause. I don't know.
That's fair.
Jonathan $5 says, Dan is luring kids to his art studio like Mr. McGregor's shed from O&A. Yes.
Spill the paint.
Oh. Let's take a picture to remind us of the time we spilled the paint. I hope not. I hope that Dan is a great guy who's just trying to help out the trans community.
I do. Yeah, no, I think his disease is narcissism. More than
Yes. Yes, I agree with that, but it's fun to call him a creep from time to time, for sure. You know who's not a creep is my buddy, Blind Mike Geary.
Wow, thank you.
And now I know that when he was on Kirk Minahan 5 years ago, he made a fool of himself. But things have changed. He's come a long way. Now he hosts his own show and he's killing it. And you can find that over at blindmike.net.
Yes, we're live every Sunday. We're live again this Sunday. A lot of controversy in the comedy world we're going to be talking about. And I just recorded an episode of Why You Laughing with Tukey. That's up on Patreon now and for YouTube members. But it won't be out for 2 weeks because next week is Thanksgiving. So you can get it 2 weeks early if you're a member on Patreon or YouTube. So it's about Ron and Fez, and Tukey's very knowledgeable.
Oh, he's a huge Ron and Fez
massive
guy.
Yeah, I really enjoyed talking with him about it because he really was into the subject and very well versed in it. So.
You couldn't get Rocco to talk about that, huh? It had to be Tukey.
I legitimately, I said like, hey, I don't mind if it's just you.
I've told him that too many times. I'm like, you want to just have Rocco come in? He's like, no.
He said Tukey puts asses in the seats. That's what he
Yeah,
told me.
that is true. That's a good point.
So yeah, you can check that out if you're a member. Comes out free every Thursday. Our yearly Patrice O'Neill episode just came out. So check those out. All our links are at blindmike.net. We appreciate you.
Awesome. And of course, whoarethese.com for all things Who Are These podcasts, Who Are These socials, and Who Are These broadcasters. And subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. You can subscribe to Who Are These podcasts, Who Are These socials, and it shows up for you. Listen for free. Listen to the full episodes. For people who still enjoy the audio experience and just want to listen to a good old-fashioned podcast. Mm-hmm. And, of course, patreon.com/Who Are These podcasts. If you want to support the show, or you can always sign up to be a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, Patreon, you get all the back catalog of all the episodes we've done. But on YouTube, you get all the stuff going forward. And we do 2 bonus episodes every single month. This month, I did a crossover with the Dick Show. That was a lot of fun. Patrick Michael relaunched a whole new podcast. We talked about that.
Excellent.
And just this week, we did another episode of Living in the Past with Stuttering John, going back to 2018 and re-listening to John's old podcast episodes before the Dabbleverse existed, which is fascinating when you listen to it through the lens of what's to come, when he predicts what he's going to accomplish in life and what he's going to do with himself.
John, wait! Stop what you're doing!
Yeah, right. It's your kids, Marty. It's very fun to watch how that all goes down. All right, Mike, another fantastic episode for you anyway. You were fantastic.
So were you. Have the day you deserve, everyone.
Stop it.
Anyway, social media, I'll catch you later, man.
Who are these socials?
That's what this audience wants to hear. They're like, whoa!
Who are these socials?
I'm the one who should apologize. Folks, what you were about to see is real.
With Karl.
Okay, we got it.
And Blind Mike.
Who could have thought of that?